Hey guys, so I'm recording this video as a quick follow-up to the online roundtable that we just offered from NCHC. The chat function on that Zoom meeting had some questions that we didn't get a chance to answer. So I just wanted to walk through those questions really quickly and provide this video as a supplement to that other video. So the other video is fairly lengthy, so I'll try to make this one pretty quick. So I had one person ask if I could provide a quick definition of synchronous and asynchronous that might work for students. So synchronous, think synchronized. We are all meeting at the same time. Synchronous, same, synchronized, right? Asynchronous, A meaning not, we are not meeting at the same time. So a synchronous meeting would be where everyone has to sign into Zoom at 9:25 on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, right? Asynchronous would be I've recorded this video and posted it and you need to watch it by Friday, right? But you could watch that at any point that works well for you. So that's the kind of definition that I would provide for students. I did get some questions about sharing the team-based writing activities, and we're making sure that those are in the online toolkits or the online toolkit that's available on the NCHC website. Try to make sure that those go up as Word documents so that y'all can change them and make them fit your needs. You'll see 4 documents there. One is the assignment sheet that lays out what students are being asked to do and why. It has deadlines, it has objectives, it has step-by-step processes and stuff like that. The next is the contract guidelines, right? What are we trying to accomplish with the contracts? Why are we putting you through the process of writing one? The third document is a contract template. Basically, the students are just filling in the blanks, and then they all have to sign it and submit it to a Dropbox. And then they write the essay and submit that to a different Dropbox. The fourth document that I've provided is the evaluation. The document that I've given y'all has a self-evaluation on the first page. The second page is an evaluation for a team member. Third page is an evaluation for a team member. If you're doing more than 3-person teams, you just want to copy and paste and add another team member to that document. We did have somebody ask about an opportunity for peer-to-peer feedback and support. I've seen this done really well in discussion boards, and I've seen it done really well by setting up teams. Depending on your LMS system, you can set up groups where students only have access to certain Dropboxes based on the groups that they're in. I've not practiced that in my particular LMS. If that's something that you want to explore, I would just I'd go to YouTube and type in setting up groups in D2L or setting up groups in Blackboard, right, or whatever LMS you use, Canvas or Moodle or what have you. See if you can find anything on YouTube that walks you through that process. Otherwise, I mean, you can set up Dropbox or discussion boards that do that really well, where you tell students, I'm going to assign you to this particular discussion board, and you need to peer review each other's work, submit your work here, and then respond to other students. Right? Set that up based on your needs. I'm sure that you could find people online who do that regularly in online classes and find resources there that you could implement. I had somebody ask if we could consider, or if we should consider, shifting our course content to think analytically about the coronavirus or about pandemics in general. And this person said, my social theory class does try to apply the theory to contemporary society. I could develop new activities to think about the pandemic, but would this increase anxiety and stress for the student? Probably. Yes, but I think that anxiety and stress can be managed, right? We give trigger warnings on assignments when we're going to be asking students to read books about various topics that may trigger some trauma from their past, because we want them to learn. We don't want them to shut down, and we don't want to bring up, old traumas that will cause them harm, right? Or, shut down their learning. And so you might just be aware that you check in with your students regularly if you're going to start doing that. I do think it's important to think about why we're in this moment, how our leadership in states, in school districts, in the nation, in the world has impacted this pandemic and its spread, how policy affects public health, how highly independent and freedom-based cultures like that of North America contribute to things like this or prevent things like this. I just think that this is a moment that we could be totally reactionary and just try to get through it, or we could try to harness this moment as an opportunity to get our students to think really critically about what's happening in hopes that these students who we're raising up to be the leaders of our education systems, of our corporate systems, of our nation, that we are training them to be good leaders and to think critically about how the research that we do, the writing that we do, the policy that we write or support or pass, how it impacts people very personally. So I think this is an opportunity, but to the point that it will create anxiety and stress for students, I would say definitely it will. And we just want to make sure that we're checking in with those students often, that we're aware of the impact that we're having on them, that we're giving them space to talk about how they're reacting, and getting them resources when they need it. And trying to it's hard when you're completely remote from your students, but checking in regularly can give you a good sense of how your students are doing. And one of the things we talked about in that meeting was potentially doing like small group or one-on-one video conferencing, where you kind of check in with these groups often. And you can, by doing that, you can get a sense of whether a student's really struggling. And all of those mental health resources that we have available on campus or on campuses, those are things that we could probably find a way to still make available to students. So balance the good and the bad. Don't make students encounter anything that you think will be unnecessarily harmful, would be my advice. But if you can harness this moment as an opportunity to encourage students to think critically about the role of humans in this current moment and ways that we as humans could avoid another moment like this, I think that would be really valuable. All right, so I think those are all the questions that we ran into. Again, I'll give you my email address, and this is available widely online too. But my name is Victoria Bryan. I'm at Cleveland State Community College. So my email address is V as in Victoria, Bryan, Bryan, at clevelandstatecc.edu. So again, that's V Bryan at clevelandstatecc.edu. All right, let me know if you need anything else. I'm more than happy to help. Honors is a community if it's anything. So let's all reach out to each other, check in on each other, try and lift each other up in these complicated times. And if we can come together as a community to help make our classes as rigorous and dynamic and community-based and student-driven as we possibly can, I think we'll probably learn a lot from what this unfortunate, very unfortunate moment is forcing us into in the world of education.